Right, and joining us now is the Chief Executive Officer, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Affordable Housing Board, Sheila Waweru. It's good to see you here.
Good to see you, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Great, and let's begin at what are the numbers now? How we've come, projects complete, housing units ready for occupation?
Okay. So far, we know we have an annual gap of 200,000 units per year that the government is supposed to fill. 50,000 is usually filled by the private sector, so we have 200,000. And so far, we have close to 200,000 under construction, of which about close to 160 are under affordable housing units. So far, we have completed close to 3,000 units, and those ones are occupied.
Okay.
Yes.
In what areas?
We have some from way back, Buxton. Currently, what we have that was handed over by the president is Mukuru, over 1,000 units, so 1080 units. And soon after that, about 110 at Homa Bay.
Homa Bay.
Yes.
So if you to look at this program during the tenure of President William Ruto, forget about what was handed over from the previous regime. How many has the current regime started and completed?
So far, in terms of completion, we have about 5 projects that have been completed, and we have some more which are ongoing over this year. But so far, those ones that have been handed over and are occupied are Mukuru, Phase 1, and Homa Bay.
Sorry, what I'm asking is, projects started during President Ruto's tenure and completed. How many units are we talking about and handed over?
About 1,400.
1,400.
Yes.
So is it even possible to achieve that target of 200,000?
It is possible. When you talk about 200,000, it's not necessarily completed, but are currently under construction.
No, the promise was 200,000 per year.
Yes,
for 5 years, making a million.
Yes, per year.
In 3 years, only 1,400 have been handed over.
Remember, this program was being financed by Exchequer prior to the levy. So because of the financing crunch, delivery of the promise was a bit of a challenge, and that's why they thought of having the levy in place. Which brought into place the Affordable Housing Board, the Affordable Housing Act, the Affordable Housing Fund, which is now financing these projects.
Talking of the fund, how much money have we collected so far?
Since we came to be last year around March, close to 100 billion. 100 billion? Yes.
What is the rate per month?
About 6 billion.
6 billion per month?
Yes.
And so you have all these projects going on. You said 200,000 units under construction. What is the cost of this?
Around 190. We estimate each project each unit at around 2 million Kenya shillings. And remember, when you talk about projects, we have affordable housing projects, we have institutional housing, we have associated social and physical infra. Okay? So you may not look at it as just a single amount that goes only to affordable housing.
What I'm asking is, so you've collected 100 billion shillings.
Yes.
You have projects that are ongoing. What is the cost of those, so that then you can tell me how is the financing being done?
The financing for these projects are multi-year projects. So there are some that we inherited that had been ongoing. There are some that started last year, and there are some that are ongoing currently. And if you look at the total cost of projects in totality, including the social and physical infra, you're looking at commitments of 600 billion. Okay? 600 billion. But multi-year. So you'll find that probably over this year, in terms of our budget, it's 100 billion. But does not mean that units will be fully completed, all the units that are ongoing. So you have some that started earlier that are going to be completed this year. You have some that started this year that will be completed over the next year, and so on. Averagely, our projects take 24 months to complete.
Now, you still haven't answered my question. Let me use a simple example. 1,400 units have been completed under the current administration.
And occupied.
Your word, and occupied. What was the cost?
Estimate that at 2 million each.
No, that's how much you're selling at?
No, cost of construction.
So you're selling at cost?
No, that is the cost of construction of the monies that have gone into the projects. In terms of selling, we sell based on different categories. under the affordable housing. So you have social housing projects for persons earning below 20,000. You have affordable 20 to 149,000 and above 149. And each of those projects, you'll find that under social, you have a studio, you have a 1-bed. Under affordable, you have a 1-bed, 2-bed, and 3-bed, and they cost different prices. So what we do in terms of estimating cost, we do it per square meter.
Okay.
Yes, and per each of those 3 categories.
So if I use the cost that you're saying, 1,400 units that have been completed at a cost of 2 million each, then it gives me about 2.8 billion shillings. So where is the balance of from the 100 billion shillings? Where is it going into? Into
projects that are ongoing. Those are the ones that were completed over the last financial year. Actually, they were handed over in May and June.
You've told me the commitments are up to 600 billion shillings.
Yes.
So these 100 billion shillings, are you able to say where it's going into?
That is what we collected up to the last financial year. That was June, 30th June of last year. So that is what went into financing projects under this program. You
mean of the last financial year?
Over the last financial year, yes. Yeah? And over this year also now we have projects or financing up to 100 billion. So what you do, you look at, as I've mentioned, projects are multi-year, okay? So you'll find a project that maybe started last year will go into this year and maybe even a bit into the next financial year. But what is approved as budgets is 100 billion. So it covers projects development over this year. Then whatever is left over, we have budgets next year. That finalizes the projects that had started and starts new ones. So if the commitment's up to 600 billion and you're collecting, say, 100 billion shillings, again, your word, in a year, that requires 6 years. Why would you make commitments for projects that will last a whole 6 years? You do that because, remember, this program is it's not a program that you'll say after 5 years it's over, okay? We have targets for the next 5 years. But remember, as long as there is need out here, and the program, remember, the affordable housing or housing is a need or is a right under the Constitution of Kenya. So it's a program that is to be run and continuously by government. Remember, it didn't even start with this current regime. Right. Started with last regime in 2018. Okay, and it has continued. So even past the 5 years, it's a program we anticipate will still continue. Yes. So with, you said about, is it 3,000, or did I miss the figure, of the projects that are ready for occupation? 3,000 units are already occupied. How many are yet to be occupied? That's what I was mentioning, about 160 are under construction. 160,000 units are currently under construction. So no unit is unoccupied, no unit is complete and unoccupied? No, but we have quite a number of projects that are substantially complete. What we mean by that is it's at 97, 98, 99%. Yeah. So which we're anticipating to be completed over this year. But in terms of allocation, we are allocating continuously. Right. Yes. And out of those resources, because there are times we received reports, media reports, that part of the money that was not being used was being invested in treasury bills and bonds. What is the status now? How much is in bills and bonds? We have about 40 billion. But what happens is, remember, when you're undertaking construction, there are different phases within that construction period. And financial requirements vary. So you'll find, yes, we are collecting, but it's not all being utilized at that particular time. But towards the end of the construction, or at the center, or at the middle bit of the project life cycle, then requires a lot of monies. So prudently, of course, you won't just have monies you're collecting and they're sitting idle in an account, because what is required of you is to be able to put them somewhere, and where we put them is fully approved by National Treasury, and we are putting them in treasury bills only, short term. Treasury bills? Yes. How many days? We put 91 days. 91 days, yes. So that's about 3 months or so. And whatever interest is raised goes back into the project. Okay, so then it looks like if you've collected 40 billion is in bills and is in bills actually. So then you've only spent 60 billion shillings. Is there another source of funding, or there are certain projects that are being funded outside this levy? No, when I talk about collections at 100 billion is what we as the Affordable Housing Board collected over the last year. But remember, this levy started being collected in 2023. So by the time we were coming to be, there was already monies, a levy that was, we call it like balance brought forward from the State Department.
Do you know how much it was?
Yes, it was about 34 billion. 34 billion?
Yeah. Okay, still, that gives a total about 134 billion.
Yeah.
But talk to us about the uptake itself. What are you witnessing in the market?
Initially, when we started, because remember, construction has been ongoing, but we started selling off towards end of November last year, okay? And obviously, at that particular time, there was still a lot of skepticism over the program and so on. So there was a lot of wait and see. But immediately we were able to hand over Mukuru, and people saw that actually these are Kenyans, we know each other, some of them, you know, this is my neighbor, it's somebody I know who's gotten a house there. Yep. Then it's given a lot of confidence to Kenyans. And over time, we've seen a lot of uptick and interest in the houses.
Are you able to quantify it? Like how much has been taken?
No, because remember all these projects, as I mentioned, the ones that were over and we've been able to hand over are the Mukuru and Homa Bay. So what we're about to hand over soon is Machakos, as well as Mukuru Phase 2, which currently already we are seeing good numbers. Almost the projects are almost full for those two lots. For Mukuru, we're anticipating to hand over about 4,500 units. Machakos, we have 220 units. And those are the projects that are over. But even for the ones that are not over and are, you can see there is a lot of progress in them, you find a lot of interest. For some of the projects, you realize they're actually projects that have not advanced so much. They could be at 20%, 30%. But based on where they're located, there's a lot of interest. So you find already many people are already applying for them.
Okay, so there's social housing, there's affordable housing, and then there's affordable middle class. So some of those units you're talking about in Mukuru, those are they affordable or they're social? What we gave out was social. So they're studio units. Okay. But we have 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms that are currently under construction. Yeah. How is the uptake of affordable middle class?
Affordable middle class actually is the category that most Kenyans are in. Remember, if you look at the earnings of most Kenyans, we have quite a number who earn below 100,000, if you look at the statistics. Yes. So that is where most of the Kenyans are. So you'll find a lot of interest in the affordable housing, slightly lower under market, because of course that one aims or targets at people above 150,000 Kenya shillings. But most of the segment is around the affordable, which is 20,000 to 149,000. Okay. And when you talk about the affordable middle class, which the rate is 9%. 6%. No. There are two. There's affordable housing, then there's the middle class. Middle class is 9%. Over 30 years, yes. Fixed. What is the level of interest that you've seen? Right now, what we are realizing most of the Kenyans are coming on board for is on TPS arrangements. Which is? Whereby you pay your tenant purchase, it's tenant purchase scheme. So it's a tenancy purchase agreement terms whereby you raise your 5% deposit and then you pay the rest amortized over 30 years. So it's almost like a monthly rent rate. You know, and that many Kenyans are finding it comfortable, and that's where they're coming in. We are having discussions with various financial institutions so that they're able to provide affordable home financing. So with that, I know we'll be able to have most of the people come on board either on mortgage terms or also outright cash purchase. So when they come on board, do they have to occupy, or you can buy, rent out to someone else? No, we are building for owner-occupied, okay? Because what we're trying to promote is home ownership and move the mortgages from 30,000 to 1 million over those number of years. So yes, it's for owner-occupied. And for the units that are completed, we've had people move in. For the ones that are not completed, of course, people are waiting to move in once they are. So how do you control? Because there could be that desire that people just want to buy those houses, then they can rent out to become a source of an income. It's an investment for them. And we are aware of that. You know, we've not gotten there yet, but I know it is a concern. We are privy to it, and I know it will take a bit of enforcement to ensure that actually they are owner-occupied. Yeah.
I don't know what you're going to do about that. But at the same time, do you think it's a fair thing that, especially the people that you're talking about, the affordable middle class houses that have to pay a mortgage of about, an interest rate of about 9% per year for 30 years, these are people earning more than 149,000 shillings. These are also the same people who are contributing the higher portion of 2.75%. Is it fair that the cost would be so high for the highest contributors?
The cost is the same across board. It's 1.5%.
I'm saying the interest is 9%. The interest for social housing is 3%. This is someone earning 20,000 or less.
Yes.
For the person earning 149, meaning they're contributing a higher, because 2.75% of 149,000 is not the same as the same percentage for 20,000 shillings. Yes. So in absolute terms, they're contributing higher, but also having to pay a higher cost. Does that make sense to you?
Because, you know, everything is prorated. You don't expect that person who's earning 20,000 to be able to pay at 9%, okay? It's the same way when we say you're earning at your 1.5%. You're earning, if you're at 20,000, of course, your 1.5 will be less. If you're at in between the 20 and 149, of course, it will be slightly higher. So we were looking to ensure that it's single-digit interest rate across all the three categories. You know, and we know the lowest so far currently in the market is KMRC loans, which is at 9.5%. So we're just trying to be fair across the three categories and still ensure that there's affordability across board. Okay. Yes.
Interesting. So finally, Boma Yangu, you have to pay a registration fee of about 200 shillings.
Yes.
So what happens to that money, and what if you're not interested after that?
The money goes into your account. So the 200 is not a revenue maybe to the board or to government. It is a beginning to your savings of the 5% deposit that you should be able to raise. So it goes into your account, your mobile, your Boma Yangu wallet.
Yes.
Okay, so that goes into starting, it's like seed to your savings. And for if you've been saving on Boma Yangu, whether it's 200 shillings, whether it's 10,000, whether it's 50,000, if at some point you feel that maybe this is not for you, or you've gotten another option or something of that sort, you can easily request for a refund.
All of it?
Yes.
Including the 200 shillings for registration?
Yes, it's your money, yes.
Okay,
yes.
And how many people have signed up on Boma Yangu?
We are heading to 900,000 currently.
You said many Kenyans. Is that many out of a 50 million population?
Yes, it's many, considering this is a new program, let's say, because a lot has been happening in terms of construction, but not really ownership until now. So that is quite a huge number. When
people are moving into New Mukuru, there are reports that apart from paying to own, you're also having to pay some service fee, you're paying for, is it gas, is it Wi-Fi? Help us clarify that. What exactly do you pay for in a monthly charge?
So in your monthly charge, let me give an example of the Mukuru situation. For the studios, they pay 3,900. This is a unit that is costing 640,000 Kenya shillings. So out of the 3,900, 2,700 is what goes to your mortgage. 1,000 goes to service charge, and it is subsidized, and we have 200 going to mortgage insurance. And when it comes to utilities, let's say gas, water, electricity, of course, that you pay as per your usage. Yes.
And internet as well?
And internet.
So this service charge is just to do what?
You know, normal security, cleaning, maintenance of the common areas, gardening, you know, just common area services to pay for if it's a light around where the common areas, let's say, servicing of if it's a lift when we get there, you know, painting that may need to be done. So just maintenance of common areas within the estate.
And Sheila, you've been acting for far too long. When does that change?
I hope tomorrow.
What does that mean?
Yes, so for government, whenever you have a new state corporation, it is staffed by officers deployed from state departments, from government agencies. So, and that is the case for the board. And then you take time, you prepare the HR instruments, get them approved through Public Service Commission, go to SRC, then you can be able to go to market. I mean, you can be able to competitively
Do you know how soon
recruit.
that is concluded?
We hope in the next 2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
All right, Sheila, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you very much.
To talk about the program, and wish you well as you continue with your duties. This is The Explainer. We're taking a short break. When we come back with more stories, including business. Stay tuned.